Hi, it's Abby's mom. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about how her speech came together so you can get an idea of how her writing works. Abby is not fluent yet in communication. All of the ideas are her own. So she uses the eye tracking technology and she uses words, phrases, and the keyboard. And whatever combination of that gets her idea across. She tends to have very specific ideas of what she wants to say and keeps working at ways to help us to understand what she's trying to get out. So she isn't fully literate as well, but definitely working on that and definitely understands that her work on literacy will help with being able to do the message more independently. So she's not putting this speech together independently, but it's her speech. So in this case, she mostly used phrases and core words or words that are in her context pages. And then I put them into, you'll figure out for some of them that they are her own words. In most cases, I put them into sentences to tie it together and checked with her about what she wanted to add or delete. So what you see in the speech is that she is reading off those sentences that are more polished, and the eye gaze is really just to indicate when she's ready for the next sentence. I did want you to know that the big idea here is hers, of course. So an example of my bias was that I heavily prompted her to try to be more positive about what's great about being able to communicate using all the ways that she does. She finally agreed to end her speech with a lot of statements about what she can do, but she was very reluctant. She wanted to talk about the barriers, and I did my best to honor that, but it's just something for us to reflect on, how much the bias of the communication partner can affect the outcome. So what you'll see at the end is Abby quite clearly refusing to finish the speech, and me saying to her, is that where you want to end it, and her agreeing. So her yes is to look directly at you. She does lots of yes and no's. We practice by saying, I'm going to ask you a yes-no question. Here's what the question's going to be, giving her time to think about her answer, and then re-asking the question. So she's quite practiced in using that to help us to figure out whether we're understanding her message correctly. So although she's quite good at the high tech, she's definitely relies heavily on her yes-no. There's a couple of examples in this speech where she was very resourceful. One of them is she used the word berry when she wanted to talk about what it's like to use her eye gaze technology, and we had to go through yes no to figure out that she was trying to find the word very, and that led to very hard work. So she has learned a lot about finding the phrases that will at least help us to figure out what she's trying to say. Anyway, you didn't come here to hear me, but I just thought I'd explain a little bit about how it is a complicated process, and didn't want you to think that she magically could fluently communicate. Thanks for your interest.